Time to tell it like it is.
What's up, YouTube? Got a couple things to talk about. This is probably not going to be a short one. Couple things. One thing that everybody's talking about, of course, is Steve Harvey meeting with Donald Trump. Steve Harvey wasn't the only one. I'm finding out that the damn boxer guy, Floyd Mayweather, Kanye, some people, a lot of people that has been meeting with Donald Trump. A lot of black folks are not happy about this. Now, I don't think I have as big a problem with Steve Harvey meeting with Donald Trump as most people do. My issue with these celebrities and Donald Trump is that they seem to be in support of Donald Trump. They seem to be very friendly and happy with Donald Trump. Now, this has nothing to do with his race, has nothing to do with how much money he has. I've said this in one of my other videos. Has nothing to do with none of these things. It could have been a black person. It could be a different white person. It could be an Asian person. Any person who has said and done the horrible things that Donald Trump has done. That is my reason for not being in support of Trump. That's my reason for having these crazy feelings. That's my reason for questioning why other people are in support of Trump. This person that could play you for stupid. This person that could have absolutely no fucking respect for you, don't give a fuck about you, and tell you that to your face, and you still support him. These people still support him. He speaks about the people that support him like they're fucking stupid. He can go out and kill people. He can shoot somebody in the middle of the street. He can do all this horrible shit. You're still gonna vote for me. I will not lose a single vote. And people really do it. They still support him. Moving on from that, that's my reason for feeling the way I feel. Doesn't matter that he is Donald Trump. It has nothing to do with who he is. Has nothing to do with his race. Any person like that, any person that says and does the things that he does, I certainly would not be in support of. Black, white, doesn't matter what race you are. How I personally feel about this meeting that Steve Harvey had with Donald Trump and other celebrities with Donald Trump. Again, they seem to be so much in support of Donald Trump. They seem to be so happy and that's what bothers me the most. As if you don't give a fuck about the horrible shit that he said, the racist things that he said, all this horrible shit just disappeared all of a sudden. You just completely forgot about all this shit. So, of course, I'm wondering why these celebrities, what is it that has them just, like best friends and shit with, as if they've completely forgotten what the fuck he said and done. I don't understand that. I wouldn't have been shaking any hands. I wouldn't have a problem with meeting with Donald Trump. I wouldn't. There would be no shaking hands. Certainly would be no shaking hands. Not at all. That's not how I feel. So I wouldn't do it. That implies a whole different type of feeling, a whole different type of communication between you and that person. I would not be shaking no hands. You know what I would do? I would wait to see him do the things that he say he's going to do. He's going to build on inner cities. He's going to improve on. Once he's done everything that he said he's going to do, if he actually does as he say he's going to do, he's a man of his word. Everything takes place just as he said he was. He does everything that he promised to. Then after the fact, great job well done. Then perhaps I shake his hand. A friend of mine did a video on Facebook. One thing I remember that my friend said in this video on Facebook is that people underestimate the power of the black dollar, the black voice, the black community, and something to that effect he was saying. To that I say that it's not that people underestimate, that particular type of power, the potential for that type of power. It's not that they underestimate it. I feel that they just don't give a fuck. They don't care. They just simply do not care. And I'm not just talking about white people, racist people, even black people. They don't care. That continues to be a problem for black people. I've said it in so many of my videos. We will see significant change when black people start to realize that, start to accept that, be more responsible. Black people don't give a fuck. That's the problem. Too many of us don't. Not being responsible. Not being responsible at all. Every fucking thing is to be blamed on someone else or something else. They complain about the inner cities and the horrible conditions and all of that. A lot of things they truly have the right to complain about a lot of these things. But what the fuck are you doing to change that? What are you doing to even if you're not trying to change, even if you're not, of course, one person not able to change an entire community, but what are you doing to change your life? You're not trying to get the fuck up out of there? You're not trying to find some kind of way, some means of changing your situation, your personal situation? Far too many black people are not. They complain, but they're not doing nothing the fuck about it. They try to blame it on the system. They blame it on the environment. I grew up in this neighborhood, that neighborhood. When you in the streets, when you grow up in the streets, and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Black people making excuses and blaming shit on any and everything possible all the time instead of taking responsibility. How many fucking very successful, rich and famous, or even if they're not rich and famous, very well-off black people that have been successful in their life, how many of these black people have come from the same exact fucking streets that you did to these motherfuckers that's complaining all the time? The same exact streets in Chicago or Baltimore City or New York and LA, the same exact fucking streets that you came from. So how the fuck are you complaining? It's not like it's impossible. It's not like they have a fucking cage over top of the fucking city and no one is allowed to get the fuck out. We are actually depriving ourselves of so many fucking things, and we refuse to see that. We are depriving ourselves of so many things. There was a time in our history. There was a time where our ancestors were not allowed to learn how to read. They weren't allowed to become educated. They were killed for this. This is something that was not allowed. Now today, where knowledge and education is far more easily accessible, and most black people are doing absolutely nothing with it. They don't give a fuck to take advantage of the opportunity to learn some shit, to be better, to educate themselves. Moving on from that. Somewhere between about 2-3 years ago, I get in an argument with this idiot ass friend. Don't even know if he would consider himself a friend of mine anymore, but it doesn't fucking matter. Some guy I went to high school with. We were arguing on Facebook about the use of the word nigger. He's arguing with me. He's telling me that apparently from somewhere he's gained this knowledge of the word nigga deriving from some African word that means king. And that is not true at all. Not true at all. Only thing I can think of that perhaps he's referring to would be nigas, Ethiopian word that means king, ruler, or emperor. But that's nigas, not nigga. Nigga. Nigga derives from nigger. We all know what that word was used for. It just gets built up inside me so much sometimes, and I just I be ready to I feel like I just want to just spit it all out, but I gotta take my time and say it so everybody understands. I try not to just flip out and just blow up and everything, but the shit is just so fucking dumb. It's mind-blowing how stupid it is, man. No matter where you look, no matter what type of research you do, you will always see the same exact thing for the word nigga. It derives from the word nigger, a contemptuous term used for black people. A racist term used for black people. Nigga derives from nigger, not niggas. Perhaps this is another example of black people trying so hard to scratch up trying to find any little excuse, any way possible, instead of simply doing the right fucking thing. You know what though? Wow, this is something I just thought about. You know what though? I can only imagine that these racists, these white racists, the KKK, all these motherfuckers, I can only imagine that they probably, they sit back and just in amazement. Maybe they're just laughing. Just look at black people. We have, and that's what they're probably thinking. Look at these black people. Realistically, what they're probably thinking, look at these niggers. These niggers. They have instilled so much wrong in us. They have instilled so much wrong in us that after so many fucking years, and we still have not let it go. We still haven't gotten it right. We are content with using this word, knowing the horrible definition of that word, knowing the horrible way in which it was used, knowing the reason why that word was even created. Instead of doing away with the use of that word, being glad that we don't have to, fighting for not ever having to hear that word again. No, we use it all the fucking time, every fucking day, and then try to make an excuse for fucking using it, instead of just letting it the fuck go. Again, black people, we are doing this shit to ourselves. This is why since day one, with Black Lives Matter, that bullshit, I've been saying since day one, black lives do not matter to black people. Black people, we need to fix our fucking selves. They still have that control over us. That empowers them in some kind of way. Speaking about black people and the power behind black money, black culture, black community, black this, black that, we are providing that power, that motivation, if you will, for these no good fucking people, these white racists, the KKK. We're volunteering. We're volunteering that motivation for them by continuing to do what we do, showing them that they still have that kind of control over us. They have scarred us that bad, so bad that after so many years, and we're still stuck. We're still stuck on this shit. We are still perfectly okay with the use of that word. When the fuck are we gonna let this go, black people? I have to go. What I want to do is I want to hear what I was at work at the time, but I would like to hear what Steve Harvey had to say on his radio show about meeting Trump, and what he has to say about the backlash that he's been getting as it relates to him meeting Trump. I want to hear that. And I'm sure it's probably gonna be some wild shit that's gonna have me ready to do another video, so y'all stay tuned, y'all get ready. Let the fucking chains go, black people. Stop with the use of this N-word. Whether you say it nigger or nigga, it doesn't fucking matter. Let it the fuck go. It's like the chains have been cut off. We're still hanging on to them though. Why are we holding on to them? They've been cut. Let the shit go. Let it go. It's so fucking sad. We have the opportunity, we have the means of doing so much better, and we refuse to. Take advantage of the opportunities out there. Education, a better way, better opportunities, progress. Yourself personally or any and everyone else. Helping each other. That's what our focus should be. There was a time when black people actually united, when we came together and we created our own businesses, and you know, we had our own companies. We were, you know, independent. Do your research. Rosewood, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Still to this day, black people in unity is looked at as a threat. If you see how successful black people can be, when we unite, when we come together, black people, we have to let it go. In order for us to see progress, in order for us to move beyond, we have to accept that the chains are off. Stop dragging and carrying these chains around with us. Subscribe to change. Subscribe to being better people.